Hello, welcome to Chrysalis Invictus Tarot. I feel like I need to do a general reading. I'm not entirely sure what it's about, but I do feel like the theme is choices. So I have some tarot cards and we're just going to find out what's going on in your situation and hopefully bring you some clarity. So let's see, can I have an overall energy for this reading? Overall energy. This reading, please. Okay. All right, overall energy, the Hanged Man. I'm hearing drawn in force. So this is a feeling of being drawn out in all directions, being pulled in all directions. It could be noisy or it could be really silent. So it depends on where you sit on the spectrum, honestly. So yeah, and because things are being pulled, like there's that duality inside of it. So it feels like you're in this time of shifting perspective. Maybe you've been here for longer than you thought you should be. Okay, so there was some sort of conflict. Something burnt to the ground. Something wasn't working out. And you had to make a choice. You had to make a choice. What was this choice? It was a choice about giving. It was a choice about, hold on. You had to choose to leave to go into this Hanged Man energy. But why? What led to this Hanged Man energy? Okay, so some sort of truth has been held from you or was revealed to you. Again, it's opposite ends of the spectrum. So there was, I'm getting that this was a bigger thing. Like it was like a life, something you had based your life off of. Like you had gone into business with someone, or you had gotten into a relationship with someone, or were thinking about getting into a relationship with someone based on, but there was information that was being withheld. So what was being withheld from you? Yeah, it had something to do with stability. So again, if this is for career, it was like, the promise of stability was there. If it's to do with a relationship, it was the promise of like a long-term commitment or like house and home. So who did this deceiving? I thought one popped out. Nope. Who did this deceiving? It was someone that you worked with. Okay. So the situation here is like it was someone that you worked with or someone who is a colleague, someone maybe on the fringes, maybe someone took your idea and they sort of snuck off with it and made it their own, or they claimed it as their own. There's definitely some shady energy over here. But what that did was it put you into this, you made a choice to pull back your energy and to burn that situation to the grounds, which put you into this Hanged Man energy. So you're in this space of suspension. So what's next? Oh, So I'm seeing that, coming out of this hanged man, coming out of this time of suspension, like you may feel like you've been here for a long time. Maybe you left this situation and you thought a new situation, like maybe you left a job and you thought a new job would be right there to take its place, but it hasn't been. But I'm seeing that there is victory on its way. So what is needed to get to this Six of Wands? If we think of this as like a journey, we have 2 sixes. So it's something, yeah. I feel like it's something to do with your heart. Okay, so this is a side project. Potentially you had something on the go on the side, or something that you were juggling. And so you were giving this situation more of your energy, and you're being called to nurture this thing that you've put on the back burner, or this thing that you've let become sort of distant or remote from you. But this is something, and this is solidifying what I was starting to say as I was shuffling the cards, that it's something to do with the heart. It's something that you really believe in. It's something that really fulfills you emotionally as well as materially. More on this here. Okay. So in the past, it could be that whatever you felt like it needed to be hard work, but this is something that does not feel like a burden. This is something that feels almost light, refreshing. On one side, you had this, like, it was like hustling. But I'm getting it was a bit of a rush. Like it's almost like high pressure sales or something, where you get a rush from the intensity of making a sale, but then there's also like times of famine. And so that was starting to weigh on you. So it was like, I feel like you were doing something that you were good at and that you have the skills for, but you're being asked to acknowledge that just because you're good at something, this is what this time of suspension has been for. Just because you're good at something does not mean you have to do it. I'm also looking at this, and I'm looking at how each of these is like a branch that the hanged man could climb down off of this thing, right? So it's like all your safety plans are being carried now, and they're being unburdened. I have another deck where the Ten of Wands goes to a fire, like it's like kindling for a fire. And I feel like that's what's happening here, is that you're taking all of your backup plans, all of your would have, could have, should have. And so that's why you're in this space of suspension for so long, because it's high stakes. Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. Yeah, so I'm feeling like you're having a lot of inner conflict about this. So as you're here shifting your perspective, because I do think your perspective is shifted, you have these like moments of doubt. Or this could be other people's opinions. Tell me more about this. Yeah. So there's this like conflict between I made the right choice. I'm in the right place. I've put myself here in this time of, in between. And that's good. And then the fear, or, like this feeling of like, it's like conflicting ideologies almost. Okay, let's pull from another deck and see if we can get some advice for you here. So moving from the Hanged Man to the Six of Wands, what are the steps? Okay, so first is the idea, is the clarity, is coming into a true clarity, like claiming this is what I want. Okay, so you have to, in order to get from this, suspension to this victory, claim what you want. Say, this is what I want. Without the caveat of like, oh, I know it's far-fetched or whatever. Like, you don't need to say that to yourself. You can be completely honest with yourself. This is what I want. What's next? Coming out of the mentality of lack is also important. So, this can lead to desperation. This can lead you backwards. This leads you back to the space that you were in when you were misled in the first place. So not going back. How can they avoid this? This guy right here. Okay. So keeping a balanced perspective. The Justice card here, like there's the wand, or sorry, the wand, the sword in one hand, and then the scales in the other. So keeping your idea, like keeping this in mind, keeping it close to you, maybe not sharing with others too. There could be, let me see. I'm feeling like what's going on here is that you maybe tell other people your ideas and they lose power. So keeping these like ideas close to your chest, or whatever it is that you're moving forward with, this thing that is like a project of the heart. What's next after this? What other advice we have? Yeah, like 777. Okay, 7. So we have a progression of 6 to 7, moving into a space of honestly, it's a bit more chaotic, but it's where things kind of defragment and then rebuild, if that makes sense. So while you're in this stage of like things being unsure, still not going to other people, still holding on to this Ace of Swords, still keeping this in mind. And don't give your ideas away. Keep them close to your chest. Which doesn't mean that you should lie. It's just that you don't have to give anything away. What's next? Or clarify the Seven of Swords, maybe? How can we clarify the Seven of Swords? This guy. Strength in reverse. Yeah. I'm feeling like the external influences for you right now weaken you. Everything that weakens you comes from outside of you. And so you may look to outside people, and this could be like trusted, beautiful, loving people in your life. This is by no means like a judgment on them or saying that they're not good for you, but this is something that you have to build inside of yourself. So you're building up some courage at this time. Courage is definitely needed, and strengthening the heart space. So opening the heart space and really connecting your heart space into your true desires, your true intentions, and holding strong to that intention. This is like a direct line from head to heart that you're cultivating here, because this thing that you are not putting first is a project of the heart, first and foremost. It's like something in your heart you've always known, like a gift or a thing that you could easily develop. Okay. I'm going to get some clarity for that. So in this process there's going to be some pitfalls. Obviously, we've got a lot of blocked energy to work through, but this is telling you what you need to work through. The kinds of communications you're having with peers, the kinds of the perspective you have on the income that you're making from things, like a business usually loses money in the first year, that kind of thing. And so not thinking that loss is permanent. And then this courage in the heart space and the sense of justice, like things are going to be unfair when you bring things outside of yourself. So you have to keep this fairness within yourself. It's between you and yourself. And with the Queen of Pentacles blocked energy, this is an amped up, blocked, or sense of lack is what I'm getting here. Like feeling stuck, feeling like you're not progressing, like you're in mud almost. Yeah. Yeah, know that there is a fast moving energy. There's communications that are coming in that are going to bring you out of this time of suspension to your victory, to this Six of Wands. Can you clarify what the Six of Wands is? We know that it's like a project of the heart. It may have something to do with nurturing other people, healing, potentially, or just something that is helpful for other people, like helping people through crisis. Quite literally, it could be building. But it's like whatever you have been through in your life makes this easy for you. This is something that you do without question. Like this is just something that you do naturally. Maybe it's been difficult to accept this because of the heart, because of the emotions attached to this. I'm going to get one more card and then we'll finish the reading. So can I have one more card? Advice. 10 of Wands again. You are nearing the end of carrying this load. There's a new beginning coming for you. And I feel like it's coming fairly quickly. So it feels like it's taken forever, but I think that's because you've been building up to this your whole life, and the skills and abilities that you've needed to do this work have been there sort of all along, or you've been cultivating them all along. So that's why it feels that way. So I hope this was helpful for you, and please leave a comment. Let me know if there is a reading you would like to see here on my channel, and we'll see you soon.